Hello and welcome folks, hope you've been having a great week so far and staying safe. My name is Carl and today I would like to take just a couple of minutes to talk about used camera gear. Today I'm recording in my new studio space, which is just the room where the cats used to poop, but it's now where I conduct my business. I know used gear is not the most sexy topic, but it's still an important topic to me. I, like most of you guys, want to get the most bang for my buck, and since cameras are my hobby and not my profession, I can't afford to spend endless amounts on camera gear. This is somewhat of an exaggeration, but I can almost count on one hand all the camera related things I bought brand new. No, but seriously, since you're watching this, you probably know just as well as I that camera gear can be expensive as f, especially brand new. Buying new gear is always awesome and the warranty is nice, but do you always need it? When it comes to buying new or used gear, you have to take into consideration the object's likeliness to break. Let's say you want to buy a fully manual lens like this, the Samyang 12 f2, and you get visual confirmation that the glass is in good condition and everything is good. I would have no problem buying this lens for half the price, and that's what I did. But let's say you want to take your photography or videography to the skies and buy a drone, you have to be a lot more careful since there's so much more that could break on a drone than a manual lens. In that case, probably the best thing you could do if you have the possibility is to meet up with the buyer so you can inspect it and try it out before making the deal. And that usually goes for like pretty much everything buying used, but there's not always you have the possibility and there's not always you need to, but it's always a plus. And now I'm getting to the main point of this video. Buying camera gear is a lot like buying a car. Like just taking it out of the store, you lose so much of that initial value. But the thing with used gear is that it has already lost that value. So just as long as you don't mess it up, you can almost always sell it for the same price or sometimes even higher than you bought it for. I got a recent example, and even though it's not camera related, it still applies. I wanted to play The Last of Us 2 and I found a PlayStation 4 with 2 controllers and I think it was like 14 games or something like that, pretty near where I live. So I went and bought it for only $200 and then I went to the store and bought The Last of Us 2 for like $50 or something like that. And I knew before I bought the PlayStation that I could sell it for the same money or even higher. So once I was done playing the game, I put it out for sale for $300 and someone bought it the day after. So basically you could say I made 50 bucks from playing The Last of Us 2. But I can't talk about the used market without mentioning the dangers of both buying and selling used items. Sadly, there are people out there scamming others to make a quick buck, but there are ways to prevent this from happening. The best advice is probably don't pay in advance and if possible try to meet up and make the affair in person. And I know that can be a bit hard in these times, but if you got the possibility, that's always a plus. Here in Sweden, one of the biggest second-hand sites is called Blocket, and they offer this service that it's basically that you have a middle hand, so the buyer pays the money to the middle hand, which holds the money until you receive the package and confirm that it contains the right items and that everything is working correctly. And once you confirm that, the middle hand then pays the seller. And of course it's not perfect, but it's a lot better than the old dilemma of who is going to have to trust the other. Are you going to have to send the money first, or are you going to have to send the package first? So at least it takes care of that. And on the topic of buying used gear, I got something really exciting coming in. Maybe next week or the week after, depending on how fast the postal service are, so stay tuned for that. Anyway, that's pretty much my 2 cents on the topic of used gear. I would love to hear your experiences with buying and selling used gear, so be sure to drop a comment telling me about your maybe horror stories, or if you made the deal of your life buying used gear. I really appreciate you watching, and if you liked it or if you disliked it, you know what to do. Subscribe so you don't miss the mystery package, and I will see you in the next one. Peace.